Hello guys, welcome to the third video in the React Video Player with Custom Control series. In the last video we installed all the libraries required and we added a base layout with Material UI. We imported React Player and made it play a video by specifying a URL prop. So in this video what we are going to do is we are going to create the custom controls and we will do all the styling required, add all the buttons and necessary icons. If you haven't subscribed yet, please press on the subscribe button. So this is what we ended up with in the last video. So we are going to add other controls to it. First we need to add a div enclosing the React player. For the player we can give a class name of player wrapper. Let's add the class functionality. For that we will import make styles from Material UI. Make styles helps us to style Material UI components and also extend other styles. So this uses something called JSS, which is JavaScript in CSS. So we will define a function useStyles using make styles. We will declare our player wrapper class. For the player actually we need to give a width of 100% for the player wrapper so that the player extends to it. Then we will give it a position of relative. Let's declare a classes variable and use the useStyles function. Now we will get all the classes required. Next we will have the controls inside the div itself, player wrapper div, and we will give it a class name of player controls wrapper. For the controls wrapper we are going to make it such that it is having a position of absolute. We will have the top, left, right and bottom as 0 so that it spreads throughout the player wrapper. So now it covers the player wrapper. Now we will give it a background of RGBA 000 0.6 so that it is a light transparent black, and we will give it a display of flex and a flex direction of column. We will give it a justify content of space between. Actually we have three parts of control, which are top controls, middle controls and lower controls. So giving justify content space between will make sure that they are separated enough from top to bottom. We need to make a correction for the RGBA. Now for the player we have to give a width and height of 100% so that it fills the player wrapper. Now we see the player is filled and we have an overlay over the player. All our controls will be inside this overlay. So now let's start adding our controls. First we will import grid from Material UI. Grid is what helps us with the grid system in Material UI. So all the major UI libraries will have a grid system. So grid is a part of the grid system of Material UI. Grid uses flexbox underneath. So let's define a grid and we give a container prop to say that this is a container grid. So there are container grids and item grids. So now we will specify a direction of row so that it has a flex direction of row. Now we give align items of center so that all the items are centered vertically, and we have the justify content of space between so that they are apart from each other. We'll also give a padding of 16. Now we will add a grid item. So any grid inside the container we need to use the grid item. So inside the grid item we can specify many other controls. For now we'll just keep the grid item, and we'll add a typography. This is for displaying the title, so we'll give it a video title. Let the variant be H5. We'll also give it a style of color of white. Let's add another grid item. This is the button that is being used for the bookmark. So this will have both icon and text in it. Let's give the variant as contained, and for the color we'll give it primary color. We can specify a start icon that will be at the start of the button. So this start icon will be the bookmark icon. So we can import the bookmark icon from Material UI icons. We'll specify the bookmark icon in start icon. Yeah, our button is not defined. Let's define the button also. Now let's take a look. Yeah, we have the video title, we have the bookmark icon. So our top controls are over. Now let's add our middle controls and the bottom controls. First we'll add the middle controls. Let's specify this as top controls so we get a good distinction. For the middle controls we'll give another grid of container. It will have direction of row. Items will be aligned on the center, and for the middle controls we want the items to be center, so we'll give the justify also center. So we are going to use 3 icons in the middle. First will be for the fast rewind. We need to import the icon button to show all the icons. So let's import that from Material UI. Next we have the 3 icons. One is the rewind icon. For this we are going to use fast rewind. Then we have a fast forward button which we are going to use from its name is fast forward in Material UI. And also we take the play button. So we are taking the play arrow button. Let's also import the pause button. So let's give that inside an icon button. We can specify area label for accessibility. For the class name, let's give classes.controls button, control icons. For the icon, we can give a font size of inherit. So we will specify the colors and stuff in control icons. So the fast rewind icon will inherit all that. We will specify the size in the control icons itself. Let's copy and make the play arrow icon as well, and also the fast forward button. Now let's give the class name of control icons. Let's set its color to a gray, #777. Let's give a font size of 50. First we will have a scale of 0.9, so that when and we'll have add and hover. For adding hover, we can use and hover inside the strings, and we'll give the color as white, and we'll transform it to the scale of 1 when we hover the button. So let's now let's add the bottom controls as well. Let's put a grid for now and make it a container with the direction of row. We'll justify the item to our space between. And we'll align the items center. We'll also give a padding of 16. Let's take a look inside the browser. Now you can see our middle icons and top icons are there. As we have not added the lower icons, let's start adding it. Let's take a look at slider documentation in Material UI. We need a slider as the seek bar. So we'll take the slider called Presto slider. If we look at the code, when we come down, we can see the Presto slider. Yeah, that's the Presto slider. We can copy that. Let's paste it in. Now we need to import the slider from Material UI. Also we need to import something called width styles. So this helps in extending the styles of already created components. So if you can see, we are giving a width styles, and we are extending all the classes inside that component, and we are passing the component. So this helps to manipulate the already declared classes in the slider. So here we are making some changes that is already we are taken from the Presto slider code. Now let's add a grid item. We'll make it an excess of 12 so that it spreads throughout that row. As we need the seek bar from left to right, we'll give the Presto slider and give it a min of 0 and max of 0, as it is a range slider. We'll give it a default value of 20. Now if you take a look, we get the green Presto slider that we saw in the documentation, but we don't need the green one, so we'll change the color. If you go to the root style in Presto slider, we'll see they have specified a color. We'll remove that color. Now if you look, we got the blue background, that primary color we use. Next we need to add that label that we see when we hover over the Presto slider. So for that, let's look at the code, and we see a value label component. Let's copy that. We'll paste that before the Presto slider. We need to import a tooltip for showing the label. So let's import the tooltip from Material UI. In the slider, there is a prop called value label component. So we'll pass the component to that. Now let's take a look. Now we got the label as well. When we seek, we can see the label when we place the icon on the thumb. Now let's add the other icons. First we'll add the play icon. So let's declare a grid item, and inside that we'll declare a grid container. As in this item we need some of the items to be in the left side and some of the items to the right side. So we'll declare a container and we'll give it an align items of center. We'll give it a direction of row. Let's add an icon button. So this will be our play button that we imported earlier. For the icon button, for the bottom icons, we'll give a class name of bottom icons, and font size will be large for the button. Now let's write the class. So for the bottom icons, we are going to give a color of #999, and when hovered, we will give a color of white. So we are given bottom icon. Let's add an S for bottom icons. And now when we look, you can see the play button. Let's add the other buttons as well. Let's copy the play button. We'll add the volume button next. So for this, we'll import volume up icon. Now we need a slider for the volume control. So we'll add a basic slider. Give it a min of 0 and max of 0. Max of 100, sorry, and a default value of 100. Let's give it a class name of volume slider. Let's add the class. We will give the volume slider a width of 100 so that it stays a fixed size. Now let's take a look. Yeah, so our left part of the bottom controls are over. You can see the play button, volume and the slider. We also need to add the time display, so we'll add that also. For the time display, we will use a button which is a variant of text. So we'll add a typography inside the button. For now, we are giving a constant value of 0500, and we'll give the variant as text. Give a style of color of white. We'll also specify a margin left of 16, so there's a gap between the buttons. Yeah, now we can see the display as well. Now we need to add the right side, so we'll declare another grid item. We'll add the playback rate button. So this is also a text variant button. For now, we'll give the 1x speed. We'll give a class name of bottom icons, which we have already declared. Oh, the styling has gone off. Let's look at what happened. Oh, actually we need to put that outside this grid. Grid item we defined now needs to be outside this grid. We'll copy the grid and paste it outside the other grid. Now let's take a look. Yeah, now it's on the right side. So we need to specify the space between. Let's check it. Oh, the spelling is wrong. Yeah, now the button is at the bottom right, so we can see the playback rate at the bottom right. Now let's add the full screen button as well. So for that we'll use an icon button. We'll give it a class name of bottom icons. Then let's import the full screen button from Material UI icons. We'll give it a font size of large. Now our bottom icons are finished. We also need to add a popover to the playback button. So let's go to the Material UI documentation. Let's search for popover. Yeah, as you can see there's a popover. Let's copy the code from popover. First let's copy the popover component. Let's import it. Now let's copy the rest of the code. Let's copy the popover component. Let's paste it below our playback rate button. We need to specify some items which we can copy from the popover documentation itself. So there are some functions that are needed. A state is also needed, so we'll copy that. For the popover component we need to specify an anchor element. So this anchor element is the element from which the popover will be called and where we need to show the popover from. So for this we'll give that to the playback rate button. We'll change the popover ID to playback rate popover. On the playback rate we'll give an on click listener and we'll give a handler of handle click. We'll change that to handle popover. So let's change the handle click to handle popover for the function we copied from there. Now inside the popover there is some content that they are given. We need to change that. So let's cut it out. We'll give a button which is a variant of text. Inside that button we'll give the default value of 1x for now. We'll give a color of secondary for the active button. Give a variant of text for the button. Let's create an array and map it so that we get all the playback rates. So we'll add the 0.51, 1.52 playback rates and let's map it. Now let's place it inside a grid. We'll make it a container and its direction will be column reverse, so that the playback rate for 0.5 will come down and the 2 will come up. We'll replace the 1x with the rate. Now when we look, yeah, we get the popover but it's going downwards, so let's change that. Let's come back and we see an anchor origin and transform origin. For the anchor origin we can make the vertical to top and transform origin should come from a bottom, so we'll make it start vertical to bottom. Now let's look at it. Yeah, now we have the popover. Yeah, so I think we have almost completed the controls. Let's take a look now. We have the video title, the bookmark, the middle icons, we have the bottom icons, the volume slider, the seek bar, the time display, we have the playback rate button and the full screen button. We have the popover for the playback rate button. Now let's look, but all our code is inside the app.js component. Let's make another components folder and move the player to that. So we'll add a player controls file. Now let's cut the controls wrapper. Whatever comes inside the controls wrapper, we will cut it. Now inside the player controls, let's add a functional component and let's place all this. Now we need to import React. We need to import all of the stuff, so one thing we'll do is we'll copy all the imports and paste here. Let's remove the extra React. Now we need to copy all the styles and the Presto slider and all those things. Let's place it below the import. Now we need the functionalities of the popover. Let's copy that as well. Let's cut it and let's paste it inside the functional component. So we need to add curly braces and add a return to it so that we can declare all these items. Let's add a return and now let's paste it. So we have added all the things from the app.js to here. Let's also copy the classes variable. Now let's delete the unused things. You can see that unused things is gray, so we'll delete all those things. Let's delete the player wrapper class. It's not needed in the player controls. So our player controls is now fully done. So that component is done. Let's go into the app.js now and clean it. So we don't the ID and open also we need to copy, so let's copy that also. So this is also for the popover. Let's delete this popover and those styles, and let's delete all the styles for the controls wrapper. You only need the player wrapper styles for now. Let's import the player controls. Import it from the components folder. Yeah, let's import it. Let's declare the component inside. Now let's take a look. Yeah, let's reload. Yeah, still our controls are all there. We have separated it into a separate component. That's all for this video. Please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for the next video. See you.